everyone. I just want to give you a quick rundown of my application for this week. I decided to use Silex as my framework. This is a PHP micro framework that's based off of Symfony and has good, clean documentation that's easy to understand. It was fairly easy to download and install, and everything's broken out in a place where you can read it easily here on the site, silex.sensiolabs.org. For my application, using the framework, I'm just going to kind of show you for this first week, or the second week of class, but first week of deliverables for what was written into my PRD. I have an application here, and I've built it out like this for now. I've commented some areas, and you can kind of see like here, I've got my code here for the recipe page, and that eventually I'm going to move all of this into its own controller file. I've started doing that, but I'm not finished with it. So I just want to show you what I built into this single PHP document here. I've got a function set up for the recipes page, and this is going to display the URL as /recipes, and then here's my query pulling in the ID, the title, the ingredients, the instructions from my recipes database, which I built out here in MySQL Pro. I've got categories for the different types of recipe categories, whether they're appetizers or beef or chicken or whatever, cuisine types from the different regions. I've got, and this will eventually be a spot where users can mark their favorite recipes and keep a list of those. And then I've got the recipes built out here. Here's the ID, the title. I just did 2 for this demonstration this week. And then here are the ingredients and the instructions all built out, and then date created. I need to fix this one, but otherwise, when you take a look at all of this in the browser and what it's doing, this is for the recipe list page, all of this, which lists out just strictly the title of the recipe and allows you a way to link to it. And it presents that link, and then you click on that, and it will load in the details page here. And that's based on, it keeps the same URL structure, /recipes, and then the ID placeholder. And this is going to pull in just the title, the ingredients, the instructions from the recipes database where the ID is equal to, and then the ID that coincides with this link here that I built. It outputs an H1 tag with the title, a paragraph with the ingredients, and a second paragraph with the instructions for the recipe. The way that looks in the browser here I've just got my basic home page that I set up. And there will be more navigation built out later this week in week 3. But for now, I just set up a standard link that says Browse Recipes. And you can see where the URL structure changed over to /recipes. I've got my list of recipes here that are built out in the database. So if you click on Sicilian chicken, you can see up here it updates to /1, which is the ID for this in SQL Pro right here. ID1 is Sicilian chicken. Lists out all the ingredients the way I want it to format, which is very basic for now. I plan to do more styling later this week and in week 4. And then here are all the instructions. If we go back to the recipe list page and I click on the skirt steak recipe, it does the same. And I just played around with the HTML and tried formatting this a different way. The instructions are now in steps, which I will probably do with the rest of the application. But that is everything for this week that I plan to get done, delivering the portion of the CRUD app that is read-only. And then this week my main focus is getting the create recipe, update recipe, and delete recipe functions built out. So for now, here's the read portion of it, and you can see that all working. And I'll have a lot more to show next week. Thanks a lot.